if you're over 40, get your morning routine in check because it's super important. More important than the NFL draft. Hey, mornings set the tone for everyone, especially if you're over 40. Your energy's not what it used to be. It used to be all get up in the morning and go. Now, little stiffer, little tighter, little groggier, most of us, especially if you're not a morning person. So I'm gonna tell you pretty much what I do every single day to have energy, to get moving, and to get started, making sure your day is awesome. And the first thing I do is my morning routine, right? Without a doubt, without a question in my mind, 99.444% I'm doing this every single day. I get up, I make sure my body is okay. So when I'm getting up, I'm not trying to get out of bed really fast. I'm not trying to whip out of there. Because a lot of times when you're over 40, that's a very susceptible time to get hurt, right? We can tweak our back, we can see our underwear on the ground and we pick it up the wrong way, or we can turn and get out of bed the wrong way. And that can set the day in a very bad position. Trust me, I've done it thousands of times. I have 4 herniations, probably more inside my back that I know of. And I know there's one section right in the mid back, right over here, and it always like throws out on me, whether I'm wiping my ass, whether I'm going to pick up toilet paper off the ground, whether I get out of bed too fast. So learning how to get out of bed properly is very, very important. And this can go into another video. I'll kind of show you one, but Turkish get-ups are a great tool to do that. But let's talk about the morning routine instead. When I get out of bed, I do a self-check. I lift my knees up. I pick my head up. I make sure, do I feel anything weird today that doesn't? If I'm safe, I'll slowly do, the hygienic thing, wash your face, brush your teeth, whatever that is. But as I move downstairs, if I get to do that, honestly, I don't really, sometimes I forget. If and when I feel good, I make my way down the stairs. Now, the biggest problem when you're over 40 is that we never know when our Achilles tendon is gonna go, right? Do you ever just take a step and the back of your heel just kind of feels tight? Well, that can happen going up and down the stairs very simply. So I take my time down my stairs. I don't look, I pretend like I'm old, right? I'm moving old, I'm moving slow, and that's the way I want to take it. I'm not going down the stairs trying to run and sprint to get down there. I'm taking my time, feeling the steps, feeling the stairs, because then again, we're not senior citizens, but at the same time, you never know, right? So the more we're aware, the better we're going to be. So I get down my stairs, they're right over there. I go down very gingerly, and once I'm done, I start putting my stuff on, I start moving, I start breathing, I do mobility work. Nothing crazy, just basic arm circles, forward, backwards, over my head, some twists, some knee twists, and then after that, I get my water, it's already full, it's cold, and I chug it, right? I drink it. Some people like to put pink Himalayan salt. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't make it a thing. I just feel like adding too much stuff in the beginning becomes something that is not going to be consistent. So water is easy. Again, you don't have to drink the whole bottle. That is me. I'm parched all the time and I love drinking water. So I drink my bottled water. Once I'm done with that, I will go strap the dogs in and we will start moving, get outside and go for our walk. First thing we do is we say thank you. Thank you for all the wonderful things that we have. Thank you for the wonderful positions we've been placed in. Thank you for our past. Thank you for the future. Thank you for the present, where our feet are. And this is where I am grateful. All right, today we're at the park, dog park, obviously. We'll go here, do the doo-doo, pick it up, and then we go to the field over there, and we walk or run around. And that's where we get our exercise, our movement for the day. Get a little bit of a cardio, not workout, but just to get moving as the sun rises. So if you look over here on this side, sun's about to rise over the horizon. I think that's what it's called. And we get it going. But the main thing, the first thing I do is once I go through the water and the washing of my face or maybe some cold therapy type of thing, I am grateful. And I like to do it outside where I can talk. There's usually 2 stars. It looks like they're gone by now. I don't know which stars they are. They're here and here in the summertime, but in the wintertime, they're everywhere. And I kind of look at that star and it guides me to remind me, it's like, okay, it's time to pray. It's time to be grateful. It's time to put everything else away before we do anything else and to show how grateful we are for our lives. So let's go to the next thing. And once I get inside, I start journaling. Where's my journal? It's over here. Well, I don't have it near me, but you want me to get it? All right, I'll get it. Here's my journal. It is not a fancy journal. It's one of my kids' old notebooks, and that's how simple I make it. A lot of people, if it helps you, I keep saying a lot of people, if you or I make it a bigger thing, and if you like a journal from Amazon, please feel free to go ahead and buy yourself a journal, a nice one that has stuff and prompts, or you can keep it simple and just go into the closet and find an old notebook that your kids probably have, or even you do, rip out the old pages and then start journaling. What do? I set a clock for 15 minutes and I just write away. It's an exercise that I do with my kids as well, is that we journal with prompts. So like a good prompt that I would do for my son is, if I were a robot, I would blah, blah, blah. So think about it that way, right? My daughter the other day was, I'm most happy when my daughter's like in kindergarten. So we're practicing journaling, practicing writing. And for me, this is how I feel. Today I have to do. So it's a very easy way, but it does clear the mind. It gets you going. So now we are exercising our body, but now we are going to start to exercise and clear the mind, right? My brother always said it's like cleaning out the cookies. I'm just trying to take the cookies, like, when you go on the computer and you have a lot of cookies, and after a while you have to clear them out because your computer is not going to function correctly. Well, that's the same thing. Sometimes you got to clear the data. Now you can use mushrooms, right? Or you could also just journal and write down all the thoughts that are going inside your head, so they're on paper, out of your head, and now you have more space mentally for other things that you're going to think about throughout the day. Now, after all that's said and done, I have to tend to my family, right? I am the stay-at-home dad. I do all the cooking. I do a lot of the cleaning. Not saying my wife doesn't do anything. We share these duties, whereas she works in an office and she likes the corporate stuff. And for me, I tend to be home and I work from the computer and I do internet stuff, and I also take care of the children. So taking care of that duty, making sure those are on point, kids' breakfast, wife's breakfast, my breakfast, making sure we all have some type of protein inside it. I'm not giving my kids egg whites and chicken breast, right? I'm trying to find ways to make breakfasts better by adding more protein into it. And for me doing that to them, I also do that for myself, right? So while I'm cooking, I set aside what mine's going to be, which is usually some eggs, some fruit, or whatever else. If I don't want to cook, then I'll just eat last night's leftovers, which is usually chicken and rice or whatever it is. But I don't try to complicate it, but I do try to get protein and some high nutritious food inside. I'm not eating cereal. My kids are not trying to eat cereal every single day. Sure, it has sweets in it or has like syrup and some sugar. So I'm not crazy, right? They're still kids. But at the same time, how do I get fiber inside their mornings? How do I get protein inside their mornings? And then that's it. And I feel like that's the same for you. How do you make a breakfast that has a high fiber, high protein, very nutritious meal without it being so dumb and boring, right? So if you got to do that research, try to find that. But setting yourself up in the morning with the meals does help you throughout the day. If you start your day with sugar and shit, the rest of the day is pretty much gonna be sugar and shit. Now I know there's some of you, what if I do fasting? Blah, blah, blah. Good for you. If you do fasting, then fast. I have no problem with it. I like fasting once in a while as well. If you fast, have your next meal prepared. The main thing I would like to see is that if you do fast, what is your meal? Not, oh, I'm going to fast for no reason, and then I'm going to eat whatever I got for lunch or dinner or whatever your fast window is going to be. I understand fasting, I understand the protocol, I understand everything, but there's a lot of people do that are a lot of mistakes in fasting, whether it's inconsistent, they don't really know why, and they're not prepared for the things you're doing. So if you are fasting, have a plan as well. If you want to talk about it, let me know. Comment down below what type of fasting protocol you do, and we'll talk about it. I have no problem. I would love to talk about it because it's fun. It's a great way to learn about yourself. It's a great way to help your body. But at the same time, if we're just doing to lose weight, there's other ways you can do it. I wake up, I move slowly, self-scan, get down the stairs with purpose, drink tons of water, go outside for a walk, get some sunlight, come inside and declutter my brain. I think I'm going to talk about it in the next video. So make sure you follow, subscribe. And guys, thank you so much for watching the routine. If you're over 40, get your morning routine in check because it's super important. More important than the NFL draft.